Hi, I'm Peyton,
And I'm Chelsea.
and this is
States away.
so today we have a little impromptu special guest.
I'm so sexy.
Um, she should be joining any minute. We are so excited. Hi,
Wow!
it's my mom.
Hey,
Yes.
how's it going, girls?
We're
Good.
good.
How are
It's
you?
it took a
Good.
minute because I messed up the intro, but it's
Oh, that's okay.
fine.
Some bloopers, you
It'll
know?
be fine. I was messing with the lighting because I have a nice little orb in my glasses here, so just
I have
gonna.
my lamp set up because I broke the wire for my ring light, so that's why I look orange.
I like it. It's like a mood lighting. It's good.
I could make me orange.
I just found out I have colors too. Hang on. Let's see. What color? Green. How's that
You
working?
have actual colors.
Yeah, I have all kinds of colors.
Oh, that's
Red.
so
I have
fun.
fancy like that.
Here,
That's
this is
so
orange.
fun.
See, I have this like mini ring light, and like it's cool, and it has a cord I can plug it in, but it like rotates between like I think it's supposed to have a remote, so it'll like click between colors, so it'll be like red,
Um,
blue, green, and just keeps flashing between them, so I can't actually use the light.
Constant strobe.
The
But
fact
it's
that we
like
have
auto.
two, sorry.
I'm sorry.
The fact that we have two ring lights in our house is a testament of who we
I thought
are.
we had a third one at one point.
I think it broke.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyways, she's got a broken one.
Like put it
Well,
on your head like a halo. Just let it like,
yeah, yeah. One, it was nice because I got it from Goodwill, so it was like $3, and it
okay.
had like a little stand on it, and I needed something because I would go live and talk to people, but I couldn't set them up on the table in front of me, and it would like drive me crazy because it was so hard. So it gave me a way to like put my phone up somewhere on the table because I had like a little, so I can
Yeah.
unscrew it from that and connect it to something else, which I've done before. But it comes in handy. Oh, the
We
popper!
have a fourth special guest. Or not fourth special
Oh,
guest, a fourth person.
Luna. You're so lazy.
Well, anyways, we're here to talk about books. This is something we've wanted to talk about for a while.
Chocolate, of
I love
course.
me
We
some books.
all have hot chocolate.
It's cold
Cheers.
outside.
Cheers.
Oh, I was not ready.
Either.
Cheers.
Okay. So, books. Mom reads a lot of books.
Hmm.
I,
We want to
I
talk about books because we're
okay.
big readers.
I like books. Books are my favorite. I don't read that much. She's making it sound worse than it
She
is.
used to read more and then she got
Yeah,
really busy.
I did get busy. Like some people in the groups that I'm in, they read like 600 books a year, literally, like two a day they're going through, and I'm not reading that many.
I don't even understand that. The one of the very first ever chapter books that I read was The Hunger Games. It was the book that got me into reading. Like my grandma convinced me to read it, and then I got into reading. And that book, I was obsessed with it, and I was like hyper focused on it. And I was literally would sit in my bed all day, morning to night, reading this book. Did
Yeah.
and it still took me like 3 days to read each book of that series. How do people read an entire book in a day? I don't get
I
Well, I have read an entire book in a day for sure.
I read like a kid's book in a day once, like a chapter book that was like a kid's book when I had to do it for a project and I like forgot about it and messed up something and had to do it last minute. That was rough. But it was like huge letters.
I have stayed up at midnight for like a new book drop and read an entire book before it was even time to get the kids up for school in the morning. So
yeah, I
So
often read books in one day, but I think that's just like a childhood thing because like when I was younger, I would literally sit down with my little Dork Diaries book and
yeah.
them literally sit there for hours and read them in a day. Like they were like I don't know, I just think I've liked it. Recently, I haven't read much of anything at all, but
They've
same.
also been busy.
This is my
yeah.
pile of books and I'm in the middle of reading.
Oh, you read multiple at a time?
Only because I have ADHD and get distracted every 5 seconds and I can't really stay on topic. So this is what happens. I have 5 books. I have one that Connor got me, one that I was trying to read for Christmas, one that I was trying to read with Peyton at the same time because I liked the TV show, one that Peyton recommended to me so I got it and read, and one that I read a really long time ago and then just did not finish the third book because I got busy and couldn't finish it. I've been trying to finish for like 2 years now.
I have done more than one book, but I don't ever read more than one book at a time. At most, I will have a book that I'm reading and then an audio that I listen to in the car. But they have to be completely separate genres. Otherwise, my brain mixes up the details. So,
I used to read more than one book at a time, and then mom yelled at me. So not yelled,
Her face of betrayal. She's like, "How dare you accuse me of something like
but
that?"
she was like, "You're gonna not understand what's going on in any of your books," which honestly valid. But yeah, so I've
I'm
cut that.
trying to keep it straight, but like I said, I really think it's the ADHD wheels turning that like I think I'm just like honestly sick.
no.
A little bit.
Um, I think that I read so many, I generally read either mystery thriller genre or romance. And you can only read so many books. There's only so many ways you can take those storylines. So if I'm reading multiple books at one time, then I just forget like what happened in one book versus what's happening in another. So I have to keep them separate.
I just don't have time to read more than one book at a time.
Well, I feel like it's important to note that I'm not actively reading them all at one time. It was more so like this book series. This is, and I realize that people are listening. Some people listen and don't watch, so I should specify. This is Opal, and it's from the Lux series. My boyfriend bought me this book series when we first started dating, which, mind you, was like 8 months ago when we started dating. And this is like, I think this was like the fourth, something book in this series. And I was reading it and going and chugging along. I was doing great. But then I got kind of busy and wasn't reading so much. And so then I haven't gotten back to this one. And then Christmas time came and I was like, you know what? There's this book it's Anne Marie Myers. She's on TikTok and saw this book and it was Christmas Land. And I was like, that sounds good. I want to read it before Christmas because I want to get into the holiday spirit. So I started reading that one. And then Christmas passed and I got busy and I forgot it existed again. And that one went to the wayside. Over the summer, me and Peyton thought it would be a great idea to read The Summer I Turned Pretty because I love the TV show and it was summertime and it was like the one book I wanted to read over the summer. So I started reading that at some point in there. Then got set
Well,
distracted.
we started reading it together, but I read faster than Chelsea does. So I'm on chapter like 13 and she hasn't finished chapter 2 and I'm like, "Oh gosh, this is not."
I have a hard time, honestly. Oh, I didn't, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. We started talking at the same time. I made it to chapter 4. I checked.
I can only do books like that with Amanda because Amanda and I read about the same pace. I had in the past started to read a book. Sam and I were reading together, and it was the same. Like I had finished it, and she was on page 6. By the time she finished it, I had read 32 more books and forgot what had even happened. We couldn't even talk about it.
See, that's the hard
So,
part. I think what I need to do is I need to read a book, and when I get to the last chapter, tell Peyton, "Hey, start reading this book because I really want to talk to you about it," and then we'll be good.
Yeah, I
perfect.
just get really into books and then that's all I want to do is read. And she just like has all these other things to do that I don't have. And so then I'm like, "Oh, I've got time to." And she's like, "Well, I never have time to read." And I'm like, "Okay, well, then why are we reading this book together?"
I think though, and I'm only calling you out because you brought it up, but you're talking about the ADHD thing. I always have the book I'm reading with me in some form. So it doesn't have to be a sit down and dedicate this time to read. I will sit and read if I'm like have to wait 5 minutes to get into the parking lot to pick Ellie up, or like I will just, it doesn't matter. So and
Yeah.
I will take the book to the restroom with me if I have to, if I'm in the middle of a good scene. So,
Oh, I've done that.
yeah.
I've done that before. That's the book. Where to go? That's Opal. Opal is a little bit beat up because it goes in my purse with me everywhere. That's
Yeah.
probably the reason why it has something. But see, like we'll go on Like we'll be driving to go play a show somewhere, so we'll like an hour-long drive, or Aiden has a gymnastics meet. But the thing is, sometimes I can read and sometimes I get car sick. So I bring it just
Yeah.
in case I feel good enough to read. And the recently I have not had like a good trip where I didn't feel super car sick, unfortunately. So I haven't been able to. But
I
I'll do
always get car sick when I read. You should just throw some Dramamine in your glove box. I just like pop some Dramamine
It's
and then,
it's like motion sickness medicine.
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
yeah. And then I can read in the car without getting sick.
It works really well too. Like we use it for
Oh, heck.
like theme parks and whatever.
Just
Like
make sure you get I think most of them are non-drowsy, but make sure you get the non-drowsy one. But yeah,
Hmm, that's an idea. Cause like I get in the car and a lot of times if we're driving that far, I'm like, I may as well do something. You know, like I like to
yeah,
read, I like to color or but sometimes I think that the thing with reading is sometimes it takes more thinking and because it takes more effort, like sometimes it's easier to like color or something than it
oh,
is. So
sure.
and like for some reason scrolling on social media will get me real bad though too. It's really weird. I don't
I
know
feel like
why.
electronics just get me bad. Yeah, I don't really get motion sick, and like when I'm on my electronics, it's like okay,
It's
like
the same with reading. It's because your eyes are at a fixed point when you're looking down, but your inner ear can tell that you're moving, and that's what causes your motion sickness. As for when you're looking up out the windshield, your eyes are also being signaled that you're moving.
You're actually
So,
processing it. Your body
hmm,
is like going, what the heck is going on? And
yeah,
I think that's why sometimes I can read because if we're like, for example, if we're going to one of Aiden's gymnastics meets and it's like 7 hours away and we're driving, well, you get on the highway and you're driving at a speed where you're pretty much constantly moving and you don't really feel it as much anymore. I think that that's why I can read on
yeah,
trips because you like if you're driving slower and it's bumpy and you have to stop a lot, all of that like abrupt like changing, all that. I think that's what gets me. That's my
yeah.
yeah.
That makes sense.
going theory.
I prefer physical books.
Me too.
I would say I prefer physical books, but Peyton and I were talking, and before I went back to school, I read like 185 books that in that 1 year. That's too many books. I don't have anywhere to put them. They're expensive to buy that way. So I do a Kindle Unlimited subscription, and in the long run, it saves me a lot of space and a lot of money. So
Yeah, I had to start using some of Aiden's bookshelf space downstairs. He's just like me and Peyton with the whole like he actually has a lot of time to read and reads definitely more than I do.
yeah,
Definitely buys more books than he can read, just like me and Peyton do.
but I don't know what I would do with. I mean, I have a whole bookshelf well, we have bookshelf downstairs. There's a bookshelf behind me that's full of books. It's just too many though. The
It's
Yeah,
bookshelf in
well,
my room
this
is,
is when you get your own library.
I
Like,
know. Did you know that all you need to have is 1,000 books to be able to
yes,
classify your
and
the
that's why
library?
people get like the little stamps
Yeah.
that say like, "Oh, I want
I
that in life."
I bet we're close to 1,000 books in this house for sure.
I bet we've reached it.
Yeah.
see, someday if I have like a whole lot of money and can afford it, I want to have a room in my house dedicated to like books and be basically a library. I'm talking like I've talked about this with my boyfriend and it's been like, you know what we should do? We need to have the secret door in the bookshelf with like the secret code, like you pull the one book and it opens kind of thing. And then that could be his man cave. And then I have like the walls are built of bookshelves. I'm talking
But you
like
need like full Beauty and the Beast with like the rolling ladder.
Yes, yes.
exactly,
Like
exactly.
Barnes and
Like a
Noble,
two-story kind of thing with like a little like a railing going around so you can like climb up and then be up there too.
Yes.
Second
Barnes
level.
and Noble has the ladders, but you're not allowed to be on them.
I know. Totally ruins it.
Yeah, it's no fun.
I'm gonna go to that book
Totally ruins it.
that All Too Well was filmed in.
The
Oh,
what? I'm sorry, I didn't process that.
The All Too Well, the 10-minute version, the short film, there was like a library that she was in at the end,
Yeah.
books and stuff or whatever. And I want to go to that library. I don't remember where it is though, but I want to go.
yeah,
Um,
want my
yeah.
own library.
Really.
Like I said, I have books. Most of the books that I have, though, are signed copies from when we've gone to meet and greets and stuff like that. I don't keep a lot of
I have lots
Um,
of them. Lots of signed copies. Oh, this
yeah.
isn't signed. Which one did
Well,
I sign then? Did I get the first three of them?
yeah, I think that you went with the first three in the series and then the one that she
No, I could only get two extra signed. So I got the first one and then I got Five Survive.
oh, was yours is very little. I
Or
can't
not.
see.
What, me?
Oh, there we go. Oh, where'd you get that one?
Like I don't. She sells stuff on TikTok Shop, and then she'll sell versions that are signed. And I think it's
That's
because
awesome.
like I don't know if she's maybe just not like an maybe she's not a super well-known
There
author,
it
so
is.
she's more easily able to do that. I don't know. But I have this one that's signed, and then I got the book box. Hold on, I gotta unbury the book box. But I got the Lucky Charm book box, and this one's
That's
cute.
cute.
Oh, it's so cute. I still haven't read
Yeah,
this one. I'm so sad that I haven't.
she did an unboxing on her TikTok.
It got taken down for some reason. I don't know if you
Really?
noticed, but they told me that there was something about like promoting another brand or something, and I'm like, I'm literally only promoting one thing, and it's literally from TikTok Shop. What do you even mean? Like, I bought
Hmm.
it, but you know,
Oh, very cute.
but I really would like to know what the heck they mean by that. I put in like a thing. I was like, I couldn't appeal it or anything. I think it was too late because I didn't realize because it's an older video, so I just didn't realize. And then but I was able to put in like, does this information like does this make sense? Was this helpful? And I was like, no, it wasn't because I don't understand. So I put a little paragraph that was like, I purchased something from TikTok Shop and promoted quite literally only that thing. I wasn't even wearing like a shirt with a brand on it. I was wearing my sweatshirt that says like I'm feeling 2022 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, what do you
Hmm.
mean? But they're
And
probably
I've
like,
unboxed stuff that authors have sent me and stuff like that in the past on TikTok, and they never flagged it before. That's weird.
Yeah, and her book box is literally sold on TikTok Shop, which they want you to like promote
Yeah,
afterwards.
I
So
don't
it's
know.
like really weird.
yeah. So like, what do you even mean? I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. You'll have to look, Chelsea. I wonder if that author, since you like her so much, I wonder if she does signings anywhere near you since you're kind of in a more like urban area. I bet there's something close that comes by you.
Yeah, I don't know. And you know what? I started reading this book and it sounds really good. So far, like I love the concepts. I only own two of her books and I haven't
Okay.
even fully read one yet, unfortunately, but I love the stories that like when she talks about them. And so far I did like I mean, I'm talking like I have a hard time getting into books sometimes because I have a short attention span. And even the opening to this book kept me like interested because I feel like it actually sounds good. So already, you know what I mean? Like it just
Yeah.
writing style so far. So I think once I get through one of them, if it's as good as it seems, I definitely am probably gonna like it because she has ones that's like ballerinas and football players. It's a whole series of the football players falling in love with the ballerinas.
I I feel I'm gonna look on this on Goodreads. I feel like I have seen the advertisement for that.
Yeah.
That just sounds so cute. It's like
I read it.
a bunch of football players that are like,
This is the problem with my life. I I don't remember. Yes. No, I read rule number one, you can't date the coach's daughter. I read that one.
yes, that's it.
Yeah. This, I'm telling you, I have issues.
No, what? No, is it this? Is it Anne? What was it? Anne Marie Meyer?
Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like I saw a similar series
Yeah,
with
no,
some.
because when I look up her profile, the one right under it is that Lucky Charm series that you've gotten.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to read them. Like I like just hearing about like the story concepts. I love that she's got so many creative ideas for like different because I'm a romance reader.
Yeah.
I love my romance. I love my romance. And like but like you were saying, there's only so many ways that a story can go. And
Yeah.
but that's why like I got this one. I got this one because it was
Hmm.
well, I asked for this one because it's ice skating, and me and my boyfriend have been going ice skating, and I was like, okay, so that's something a little bit different. Like that's a bit of a different storyline than what I'm probably used to reading, which is usually like Twilight, or I read 50 Shades of Grey, or I read the Selection series is my favorite of all time though.
That one.
It's
Like
really popular on Book Talk.
I'm making notes.
It's like a cross between The Bachelor and like
I've seen that too. Who's that author?
it's Kiera Cass.
Okay.
She's probably read it.
No, I don't think I have.
I read a book
I
she hasn't read.
This is so funny because so my friend and I go to signings when we're able. We've gone to a couple in Chicago, we've gone to some in Vegas, we've gone to some smaller ones recently where there's only been like 1 to 4 authors and they do meet and greets and it's so fun. We absolutely love it. But sometimes it's wild. There's like thousands of people there. And so one time we went and there was a particular author, there's like 100 in the room, and there's a particular author, and her line is so, so, so long. And my friend, that light decided it no longer wanted to be a light. Sorry. I don't know what just happened. Um, Apparently it's timed out. Anyway, so she was like, "Oh, I don't know who that author is. The line's so long, but I don't even know who she is. I've never heard of her." And so it was Sophie Lark. And I was like, "Oh, I've heard of her, but I haven't read anything that she's written." And then she gets on her like Goodreads to look, and she had read every single book in her entire catalog and had forgotten. She forgot that
Yeah.
she
They go to book signings and they are a trip. They are so funny. Like they'll wait in literally like hours long lines to just like meet the author, which I get because like me and mom went to meet Holly Jackson and that took 8 freaking years and we were at the front of the line. So
Yeah, can you imagine the people that were like seven, eight
yeah.
hundred?
So when you signed up for this like book event, you get in there, she talks, she does like a Q&A, whatever. Well, when you buy your tickets, you get a number in line. We were like, what, 130 or something?
Something like that, yeah.
We were not that far back, and it still took us like an hour and a half to get through
The
it.
people sitting next to us were like 600 and something.
Yeah. Like we made friends when we were there. There's a piece of fuzz flying around if you're watching this.
I saw it.
Um,
I saw it.
yeah, like we made friends while we were there, and they were literally so far back in line. And the place closed at what, 10 o'clock? And
Yeah, it was not
we
late.
didn't make it like until like 9:30. Like we didn't get through line until like 9:30, and we were like 130, and there were
Yeah,
They
however
opened
many
it for
people.
the rest of the people, or like let them come back the next, or they just never get in.
We
we have
never
no
found
idea
out.
because we left.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, that was a fun one because we went to see Holly Jackson, but then I got to meet that Genevieve
Yeah.
Rose while we were there. That was nice.
Yeah, her books are really popular right now. But yeah, Holly Jackson's my favorite. So that was really exciting. It was also funny because I just posted a TikTok, like, I don't know, probably a couple months earlier of this little girl meeting her favorite author. And I sent
Yeah.
it to mom, and mom's like, I'm sorry, like, I've been looking for Holly Jackson tickets, and they're like, she's not on tour right now. And then literally 3 months later, we're sitting in the car. And I'm scrolling on Instagram and I'm like, Mom. And she's like, okay. And like immediately gets on and buys them.
Just like
Like,
boom.
yeah, it was
Because
so
she
funny.
lives in London, right?
Yeah, she lives in the UK, so
Yeah.
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 Well, that's what I mean. When we went to Vegas, I think it was when we went to Vegas, Amanda stood in line for hours to meet Amo Jones because she's from Australia and she never does signings in the US,
Well, yeah.
like ever.
No, she's from London, and so she does like all kinds of stuff in the UK, but like
Yeah.
and she's done like a book tour before, but like no, I was like, okay, like this is
It
what
was
we're doing.
close too. It was like an hour from our house.
Yeah, no,
Not
I was,
even.
That's not bad for that. See, what I wonder about though? I wonder like what it's like being the author sitting there for that many hours, doing the same thing over and over again. Like, hi, nice to meet you. Can I sign your book? Hi, nice to meet you. Can I sign your book? Hi, nice to meet you. Know what I mean?
Yep.
I talked to her about Taylor Swift, so
Yeah. And she invited you to dinner.
yeah, she invited me to dinner. I haven't taken her up on that offer yet,
Yep.
but
My husband would be like, so when you're free.
Yeah, remember
Well,
way back.
because it was right before we went to Europe, right? And she was like, "Well, when you're in
Yeah,
London,
I was
we can
gonna
have dinner."
text her and then I was like, no, this is like creepy. Like this is like fangirl.
Text
And,
her like you've got her number.
well, I
You
meant
should go
like,
and you should message her on Instagram and see if she wants to be on our podcast. Like, you
oh,
offered me dinner, but what about this instead?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. She went to the Eras tour. We talked about that. Yeah, it was fun. It was great.
You'll see, like, when you go, especially in some of the big conventions, and the authors are sitting there for like 6, 7, 8 hours signing, they have like wrist braces on, and it's wild.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because she had to sign like eight. I mean, what? It was two book or two
Yeah.
per person. So like you got like a pre-signed book like when you walked in and they had to delay it because she was still signing the books. Like it was cold outside and we had to stand outside for even longer because she was still signing the books so that they could hand out
Ever
to
see
everyone.
how Taylor Swift holds her pen so that she can sign more? Because like when
She holds it like between her index and her middle finger, right?
she does like a, let me grab it
Like,
here. She holds it like this.
that's what I
Yeah.
thought. Yeah.
But that way, because like this is like it, like just holding my pen like this, I can feel like it almost kind of feels like on
Hmm.
here. But like this is definitely more natural. It just doesn't feel as coordinated. We have like
Yeah.
okay stuff on
But
this.
when you're signing, I mean, when you think about her signature, it's not
She's
after the T.
literally just
It needs,
scribbling.
yeah, I mean, it
That's
doesn't
what a
have
lot
to
of
be
signatures
coordinated.
are. I mean, if you want it to be fast, you can't sit there and like meticulously sign
Yeah.
your whole name. I mean, especially thinking
Yeah.
about my name, like I feel like my name is a little bit longer than hers. And like I just feel like it's not
But
as
she
like
doesn't even sign her full name. She literally just puts like Taylor. Like
Yeah.
and not even that. It's like T, sometimes an L. Like
I was gonna say there's usually, I feel like you can usually make out the Y.
yeah.
I was gonna say I feel like sometimes you can kind of get like the Y and stuff.
And the R
Yeah.
sometimes, like,
I'm
but
trying to like get it in my head now that I don't need to have a perfect signature because I can't stand scribbling it. It bothers me. And so like when I'm signing off for something, I'm like, relax, Chelsea. They don't
Yeah.
have to analyze it, just sign. Just get on your way. And I'm like slowly working on that because I just know that if I make it someday, I'm gonna be sitting there and they're gonna be like, what are you doing? I'm
You're
signing.
but like
you're gonna have to like get to like a CH squiggle like or C
yeah.
In there somewhere.
But like in
yeah.
this one, like you can make out her name. She didn't write her last name on
I
that
was
one.
gonna say you can make out the Holly part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's just scribbles.
And I
I
feel like
think,
if you're doing book signings, that might be a little bit different too, because a lot of times you'll see singers walking through, like big famous like celebrities walking through like a crowd of people, and someone's like, "Can you sign this?" And they just kind of have to be like,
Yeah.
"What?"
okay,
Like,
but at what point at a book signing when you're signing 800 books or like you're at the end of the night when the place is supposed to close at 10 and then like you're going into
Yeah.
one, at what point do you stop like writing it out and just like scribbling it? But then
like
she's also like taking the time to talk to people. But like
Mhm.
we got lucky because we were at the beginning, so I got to talk to her. Like I wonder if the people at the end
If
like
they
did,
just got herded through.
yeah. Like
yeah,
I kind of like now that I wish I was at the end, but I kind of like wish I would have been able to see like the end of the night, like how they ended
actually,
up doing it. Yeah.
Well, I know like in the big conventions where there's 100 or so people or authors signing, they will give out like wristbands, and then they have an app on some of them that tell you like if your number is like 100 through 150, then you can get in line or whatever. And at the end, they will close it off and the author will just leave. And if you weren't able to get through their line, then you just aren't able to get the interaction. But it's a little bit different because there's, multiple people. When you go and buy tickets for one author, I don't know that they can cut it off.
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
because but they kept repeating like, "Oh, it closes at 10, it closes at 10."
Mhm.
And I'm like, "You guys aren't gonna make it through
No,
to 10."
no.
Yeah, because like even like the entire conversation and like Q&A and whatever was like an hour long.
Hmm.
And so
And
like
it didn't start until like, well, it was supposed to start at 7, right? And it
yeah,
didn't start until like closer to 7:30. So I mean, it was probably 8:30 before she started signing.
It's not
yeah,
like it's time for that at all, for that.
No.
yeah.
But
No,
I think
it
it
was
also suck
crazy.
on their end too, because like, eventually you reach a point where you have to like go.
Well,
And then
you only have the venue for so long too.
Mm-hmm.
like
Because it
you
was a
have to give
bookstore.
Yeah.
that. I feel like that's gotta hurt a little bit. Like as somebody who, you know, like dreams of being like a big person that people look up to and want to talk to and meet and all of those things. Like I truly feel like if I had no choice but to be like, sorry, I can't meet all of you, I think it would break my heart. I think I would
Yeah.
hop on my plane and go cry somewhere. Like I feel like that's gotta. Sometimes I feel like that really just has to be tough sometimes. Like it sucks for the people who didn't get to meet her, but it's gotta suck for her a little bit too.
Yeah.
And she was so friendly. And at what point do you get tired of talking to people and like you still have to put on like that face of like being friendly? Like,
But you also have to understand that this isn't something that she's doing every single day. She
yeah.
goes into it knowing that for the X amount of hours, this is what it
Yeah,
is.
but like it would still be like multiple days, like a week. Like you gotta
Yeah.
get tired of it at that point. And
Like it's gotta be tough. It's gotta be tough to keep up that same like, yeah, it's great. Because I know that like I mean there's adrenaline, but even adrenaline eventually runs out, and
Yeah.
she's pretty sarcastic anyway, so I guess she could be a little grumpier and it come out like, oh ha ha ha. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was okay. What were we talking about?
Uh,
Uh,
we were talking about authors getting like burnt out, having to sit there
uh,
and discuss the same thing over and over and over again.
yeah, that's right.
yeah, I remember that now.
Everybody's like, mm.
What?
Oh,
We got timed out.
Yeah. But
But it
anyway,
didn't do that last time. It just let me go straight into a new meeting.
hmm.
I don't think it did that. That's so
Oh,
weird.
my band-aid's showing.
It's okay. Um, yeah, last time we like timed out and then I just got right back on. So,
I mean, it worked out.
but yeah, I know I keep talking about Holly Jackson, but I didn't just buy. I bought a pre-order of a signed uh like her newest book.
When is that supposed to be released?
July. I got a birthday present.
Wow.
I know. It's great. But I was worried because it didn't charge me for it, but it's not charging me until it ships out. So,
That's pretty good.
yeah, but it was like $40. The book wasn't $40, but like between the shipping because it ships from the UK,
Yeah,
which I think means it's gonna be the UK copy, like the UK version,
that'll
which
be fun.
which I hope it is because that's so fun because they get like because it looks different than
Yeah,
like the US version. And it might be written in a different language. Not a different language, like a different like dialect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
I
I've heard
meant dialect.
I've seen stuff like that before, like big popular books, like having things written different ways in other
Because
countries.
like
well, it's like Harry Potter.
Good Girls
That's the
Guide to
one.
Mur-
That's the one.
Because for Good Girls Guide to Murder, the town like name is different and like the way they talk is different, like between the two like
Yeah,
so I think that would be cool. Like I didn't mean language, I meant dialect, but like
got it.
yeah, I
Um,
think that would be fun.
well, you know me, I'm all about getting my favorite books in multiple covers and
I
multiple.
know that means I'm gonna have to go buy the American version of the book
Yeah.
too.
I was gonna
When
say,
I
yeah,
when I met LJ Shen, she looked at me like I was crazy because I brought the same book for her to sign more than once, but it had different covers.
I kind of wish I had a hardcover of this, but I'm realizing the love of this book is really, really evident. Look at this.
But that's okay. Now you can love that one and buy a nice shelf copy.
I'm pretty sure this entire series was brand new when I got it because I don't think because yeah, I borrowed. See, I got confused for a minute because this book, the first time that I read it, I borrowed it from a friend at school, and she like lent me each book along the way. And then because I liked it, I got a book box that had the whole series. And then like there's like two books after it that are about her daughter. Still haven't read those ones yet though. Favorite series of all time. Read it so many times it's ridiculous. Never read the other two books.
Well, sometimes they get to a certain point where it's like repetitive, you know? Like you can only write like the same series so much
Well, it seems like
before
a
it.
totally different story, and so like I think that's where like at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Which like obviously it's a different story, so I don't know why I was like, hmm.
I read several authors that their entire collection is one universe. So, like, Tijan, for example, has like her Fallen Crest series. So there's like 7 books about Sam and Mason. But then the books after it is like one is about Mason's brother, the other one is about like another couple in that book. And then there's a whole crew series that's about like their sister and like their group of friends, like, and even some down the line, like standalones, there's some little cameo appearances that like ties it all together. And a lot of authors that I read do that.
Which is
That
fun, but like because like you can only expand on like a story so much before it gets like
Yeah.
okay. Like yeah, I don't know.
Monica Robinson is another one. She started writing, she has 3 books that are She has a series, her VIP series, that's completely unrelated. It's like full erotica. And then she wrote kind of like a mystery thriller kind of one that is unrelated. But then after that, she has 30 or 40 books. And there is a tiny little nugget of overlap that connect them all together. It's actually kind of cool to like think back about like, oh, that's where that person's from. And
Hmm.
visible string.
yes, yes.
Okay, complete side note, but I want to talk about it a little bit. The Grammys are tonight, and
Yes,
I'm excited. I want someone to write a book about award shows.
Like
Like,
a fiction book or like
yeah, like
a
a fiction book, and like, I don't know, like some like, oh, they met at an award show and fell in love or something. But like,
I like that.
but with like fake people. Like,
fake
Like a
people,
whole
but
world of
maybe
like
based on Taylor Swift. Is that what you're getting at?
no, not based on Taylor Swift, but
out.
like, or like write about Taylor Swift and Kanye West's little feud. Also,
Oh,
what's
I'm
up with
sure.
him only following her on Instagram?
Wait, well, I'm sorry, what?
He
Yeah, she's
only follows
taken.
her on Instagram right now.
Why is he so obsessed?
I'm gonna write a book on.
Dude,
He's obsessed.
I want to write a book for the write a book. Oh my God. Write a book. I think that would be so fun, but I don't think I've got enough language for that.
I need to look this
Like,
up.
I don't think like my vocabulary is like
that's what they made
extensive.
thesauruses for.
Mhm.
Boring.
Dictionary.com.
Why is he just, is that?
It's this account. But yeah, anyways, I think that people need to write more books about like celebrity lives.
There's some like, oh, it's of course not gonna like, oh, there you go.
Oh,
It,
there.
it's like
Yeah,
back
the top one is his.
Kanye, where it's just, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Hey, there's
Oh, now he's
following three
following three
people.
people and not Taylor Swift anymore. He is like
A little unhinged.
unhinged.
I wonder, like, that's so weird. I
And
never
then
would
he
have
posted like a picture, like a post of like a Grammy and then tagged Taylor Swift in it.
Are
Hmm.
you serious?
Yeah.
What time do
Well, I
they start
better just
tonight?
beat his ass.
What?
What time did the Grammys start tonight? 7 our time?
Red carpet starts at 5. Yeah, I think 7 or something. I'll look. But
There's some like pre-show stuff going on now,
Yeah.
actually too, which like I'm kind of said I'm missing it, but I'm not gonna sit in front of a TV and like stare at it for like the entire day.
The red carpet starts at 5. The awards show starts at 7. Yeah.
And that's Central Standard Time.
Yeah. And it doesn't get over until 10:30. I'm probably not gonna make it till 10:30.
That's
What is
bedtime.
that? This is his post. What is that?
I
It's like
don't
he's like
know.
texting Justin the boy, and it's like I'm closing my Kanye West Instagram account. My name is Ye. Is it supposed to be Ye?
Yee.
Ye. My name's Ye.
Like
Uh,
Yee.
no brand,
Oh,
no brand or number is gonna force me to call myself what they want me to still be. Um, buddy, all I'm saying is I don't think that Ye is the way to go. But what do I know?
anyways, I think that uh, maybe I just haven't like read enough, but I feel like no one talks about like low celebrity relationships unless it's like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Like there are a lot of books recently
Yeah,
based off of that.
The
in
reason
movies too. But
being, I'll tell you right now, the reason that there aren't a lot of romance novels about celebrities is because when people read romance novels, they want to be able to relate and see themselves in the position of the heroine or hero. And if you
yes.
are
I have an idea. What if I write a book about like a murder mystery thriller, but like at an awards show, and then like people are like dropping dead and they have to find out who did it?
perfect,
I love it. I'll read it. I'll buy it.
That's my next book
go
idea.
read it, but it might take her 6 to 8 months. I'm kidding.
If you can throw a little bit of romance in there somewhere, I'll read it.
Yeah, I am. I said my next book, like
Like you
I
might
have
know
written a
already.
book already. I'm like, that's what my next book is gonna be about.
I actually wrote like a half of a book or something when I was younger, and I genuinely think that it has potential.
That's
But
awesome.
I stopped writing it at some point. I started writing it when I was in seventh grade, and it all started with this story that like we like finished a test, and the teacher was like, "When you're done with your test, write a short story about this." And it was like waking up in the morning and realizing something crazy or whatever. And I wrote a book. I wrote a story about a girl who woke up one morning and realized that she had magical powers, and then it just like went off from there. And then I totally got rid of that entire like story that I had originally written and turned it into a totally different story where this girl finds out that she has magical powers, tries to hide them from people. She's got a crush on this boy, and he finally starts showing an interest in her, but she's trying to hide them from him. And then she finds out that she's like the chosen one in some kind of prophecy or something, that like she's the one who has to defeat some kind of person that's trying to come and take her powers or something, or like trying to destroy the entire town, and she's the only one that can save everybody. And so she has to learn how to use her powers and figure it all out and try to not let people find out that she has powers, but then ultimately accidentally does because this person like straight up chases her down and tries to like kill her at school. And then she's like, "You need to like go home." And that was like the gist of it a little bit. But like
You made it far in this book, it sounds.
Yeah, it's like get on it.
I just need to figure out how it ends, because obviously she's gonna win and she's gonna get the boy, obviously, and the boy thinks she's the greatest thing. Did you just see
I
What
saw
was
it.
it?
Did you see my eyes? Like,
that, guys?
Like,
I don't know. These candles that I have in my room are haunted. I'm telling you. I think it's my grandma, maybe. But they keep dying. But the one by my door won't. It's doing the thing again. It won't turn on. Like the battery's dead. But I guarantee you that tonight when I go to bed, it'll turn on by itself because it
oh,
keeps
fun.
doing it.
yeah, no, my eyes were just like,
You saw that too, right?
Yes, we thought you were getting attacked.
I might be.
my God. Um, but yeah.
I gotta write that. I called it The Power and Villain. But I feel like it needs a better title because I don't know if I like that.
You probably are, I don't know how long ago you started writing, but you're probably gonna have to go back and like edit it if it was like
Well,
in school.
yeah, because like I said, I was writing it when I was in seventh grade. So
Oh,
like it's definitely not going to be very mature sounding. But my mom read some of it. My friend of mine read some of it.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting much out of it, and she was like, my mom was like, "This is actually kind of good."
That's awesome.
Maybe.
Hey, listen, what if we start our a book writing journey? Like,
Together?
well, no. Well,
Like
yes, but like
separate.
separate.
Yes.
Yeah. So like we like
Each
plot
other
out
input.
like 30 minutes a day or something.
Yes, and we can give each other input on our books and stuff on our chapters. But you've inspired me. Now I want to write a romance book about a girl becoming a singer and then falling in love with like an actor or something. Because a lot of people wouldn't relate to that, but I'll tell you what, someone like me who like dreams of that life being her life would absolutely want to read that book because
Yeah.
I love putting myself in that position of like, what if I did make it? And that was my life. Like there was some that app episodes. I think it's episodes, right? And there was one about like Demi Lovato, it's like Demi Lovato inspired or whatever. And it's like you play this girl who wants to be a singer, so you like sneak in and you audition for something that like you were like late for or like just found out about, but you sneak your way in, audition, and then you get picked to go on tour with her and all this crazy stuff. I loved that story. So like kind of in the same realm.
Well,
Go for it.
Marshall, which you don't know, I didn't know she wrote books.
Yeah.
She commented on my TikTok the other day, and I'm like, who is this? And I click on it, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
She's finished. I think she
she's,
said she just started or just finished her third book.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, it's,
And she does like I think hers is very like it's like fantasy, not like romance
yeah,
fantasy, but like Game
yeah,
of Thrones kind of. I
yeah.
have
So
no idea if that's
her
a relevant comparison.
nephew's girlfriend, wife, are they married?
But my nephew's girlfriend's wife,
Girl,
they're
it was girlfriend.
not
Wife.
married.
Yeah. No, she commented on my TikTok the other day, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. No, so it's possible.
What are you doing?
Like
I
Yeah, that's what I saw.
mom. Oh,
Oh,
but yeah.
well, I appreciate you guys letting me chat.
We love you. We're
Talk.
hoping.
I have to ask because you guys are young. What's up with the what am I seeing on TikTok about the hearts and people like making hearts like this? What is this?
Oh,
A
I don't
finger
know.
heart? I don't know.
Why?
Maybe because it looks like maybe it, there's that gift that is like something like that or something, isn't that?
Yeah, it was like just asking like different generations to make hearts with their hands. And so some people are like this and some I can't.
You
This
do
thing, this, wait.
I don't know how to do that one. Is it
Oh,
middle
yeah.
finger?
No, they do like the middle finger now.
Yeah. But oh, because
Yeah.
it's I can't do it. But then I know that's me. I'm Chelsea. Like what?
No,
But yeah.
take your two fingers and
Okay.
put your first fingers down
My first finger sound?
and then bend your
Like,
middle fingers.
nope, they don't work.
Why?
I don't know.
There's also
Like,
people that do
what
this.
happened to this? Okay, what about the people asking the kids to hold a phone though?
Like this.
Crap,
Yeah.
like, what is that? They're like, just their
Yeah.
hands just against their face. Like, no,
There's
you're gonna make
another one
it hurt.
too.
Pick up the
The
phone.
camera one.
Oh
When
yeah.
they're like picture
They
versus
start,
picture. Yeah.
yeah, they
Yeah,
take pictures like this.
Yeah.
yeah, that one I haven't seen yet. But yeah, I'm like,
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I just watched one and they were like, make a heart with your hands. And the girl was like, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
like I can't even. I'm even
I'm old.
like
Yeah,
this.
she was just like, I'm like,
For the
I
people
love this thing.
listening,
Here's the heart.
for the people listening, it's like with your finger and your
Yeah,
oh, that's what
sorry.
I
We always
forgot.
neglect those poor people.
yeah, your
Yeah, like,
finger and your
like your,
thumb, and you like press your fingertips together.
yeah,
Speaking of hearts, I can make them with my lips, and Connor's always like,
I'm ready.
like,
Let's do that. Oh, look
Oh,
at
that's cute.
and
Oh,
so like,
thank
but
you
Connor tried to
both.
do it and he couldn't, and every time I do it, he's like, "Ah, darn it."
I'm not even gonna try.
Please try.
Because my lips pointy like a freaking bird beak or something like.
No.
Has me all revved up wanting to like write a book, read a book, and like live a book. I mean everything right now. I want to like be a
Books.
Motivational. I have maybe
be
challenge one, finish the books you already started reading.
Listen though, really quick, me and Chelsea want to do like a little traveling. Oh, look, a book thong.
Look at my book thong from Aiden.
I have a book thong, but I think it's at school. Um,
Textbook one is live surviving over there.
but me and Chelsea want to do like a little traveling book, like a traveling annotated book.
Yeah.
And so we pick a book, and that like we each pick a book, and then we read it and we annotate it, whether it be like one that we read before or like whatever. And then we like send it to each other, and then we do it, and then we send it back. That's a lot of mail. But
I have to ask though, are you gonna write in the book or are you gonna like tab it and post it?
all of the above.
I was thinking both because I feel like some things I want to write in it.
I
And some
know.
things
I know.
I know.
I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. I literally am
We get a
going.
copy of a book we already have.
No,
Stressing me out.
no, I am buying a whole separate book for
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
project.
Oh, it's giving
It's
me hot
not-
flashes.
No, no. I am buying a separate book for this project because you best believe I am not writing in a book that I already own. You best believe you won't find me writing in a book besides for this little thing.
You know, it's not as cute or as aesthetically pleasing, but you know that like on ebooks, you guys can
No.
share and like do notes like right in there, right?
I like
I
it.
know, I do too. I really do too.
Okay,
I get it.
listen, do you want to be a part of it? You can also get your own book and write in it.
No, I will go crazy waiting for you two to finish a book and send it back to me.
No,
Are you
because if I've
kidding me?
already read, I mean,
Look, if I start now and you guys don't start for like 3 months, you'll be fine.
well,
I
listen,
would even have to listen. I bought books
I want
on
this.
Black Friday, and Peyton said, "Okay, you
I
read them. I want to read them." I read all four of them. She hasn't even started the first one.
yeah, because I've been doing school.
I know, but I'm just saying.
So like over the summer, like this is not a now project. I mean, maybe we should start it now because by the time
I would say maybe you guys should start it now. I finished my 10th book of the year already today.
okay, but that means we need to get like tabs and like each of us have to have a color tab.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
But I want purple.
Obviously.
Oh, yes,
So if you're having red and I'm having purple, she can have whatever color she wants if she's part of this. But
Depends on what the book is.
that okay.
What if I already read it? What if I don't want to read it again?
Okay. And
Fine. Jesus Christ.
Peyton's like, you got no excuses here, girl.
Obviously not.
you just have to write in it. You don't really have to read it anymore. No, that's not the point. You have to read it to
You
know.
have to read it to know what to write
Yeah,
about.
yeah. But like if you've already read it, it's fine.
Normally I would pick pink, but I feel like that's a little close. I would have to really consider.
Well, not if you we'll have to like buy like I'll buy the tabs and then we can look,
Okay.
you know? And then she can get red tabs.
I would say let's get my mom in on it, but my mom likes to read, but she has less time to read than I do. And the woman basically doesn't read anymore, which is kind of sad because she does enjoy reading, and I try to get her to sometimes, but she just like
Well, I get it. I mean, I went from reading 185 books in 1 year to the last 2 years. I read less than 50 because life is a lot sometimes.
my mom like doesn't read any books in a year, I don't think even. Like she has a couple on her nightstand, but she like at night when she's like done, she's like done.
Fun. I get it.
Yeah.
Just like doesn't like I wish that she had more time to read. It makes me sad that she's so busy
Yeah.
all the time.
Maybe buy her like for her birthday an Audible subscription or something. How long's their drive to work?
3 minutes.
Oh, never mind. That's not gonna fit.
Yeah, I mean, like, she literally works right up the street from our house.
Yeah, I don't know that life. So
Yeah, we live far away from things.
all the things.
Everything. including me. Okay,
I
I'm fine.
mean,
Chelsea's gonna come here next year to start her master's degree and go to school with me.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure out what's to get a master's in first.
whatever you want.
Okay.
I
Thank you for,
thank you for having me.
Thank
of
you for being.
course. Oh, I think I started saying it. We're gonna try to get you and Mama Beal on for a Mother's Day special.
Yeah.
When's
What's
Mother's
the
Day?
topic? What's the topic of that? I need to start preparing.
Children.
Children.
Being,
Mother's
And
Day is
how,
in May,
being a mother and raising
not
two
in March.
crazy
It's in
psychos.
May.
yeah. And
Okay.
like you have two girls and Mama Beal has lots of boys and a girl. So like
Yeah,
it's very different.
it is different, I'm sure. I don't really know what it's like to have a boy.
Stories about
I'm assuming
raising
it's
us.
different.
What?
You guys can tell stories about raising us. I just gotta tell my mom to filter out all the really bad stuff.
That's the fun stuff. I don't I'm gonna start stalking baby photos now.
Okay, deal. I was a cute baby.
You were a cute baby.
A little bald, but
Really bald and a
I was
lot
bald
chubby.
until I was 3, and for some reason, so were all of my friends. Amber was bald until she was 3 too.
Yeah, Peyton was also bald until she was 3, and she was the chubbiest baby.
hmm
Rolls upon rolls upon rolls.
People used to think I was a boy. Like my mom would deck me out in pink, and they would still say, "Oh, he's so cute," and she was
Every
just like,
time.
"What am I supposed to do?
Every time.
What do you need from me?"
All right, girls. I enjoyed my time. I will look forward to the edited version of this. Good luck with that.
Hopefully we don't have to edit it too much.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about doing this is we kind of just chit chat, and
Yeah.
it kind of works that you don't really have to like do much unless we have like when we have to cut 2 parts together and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we're sticking to this. Like, I
Mhm.
was a little worried.
We're doing so good.
Yeah, besides our 1 week that we got sick, but
How that happens.
Yeah.
yeah, that was a nightmare. But all right. Thank you. We love you.
Mwah.
All
Bye.
right. Bye, girls. Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
Bye. Okay. Hi. Thank you guys so much for listening to us. We really appreciate it. Yeah, so this was a little impromptu special guest. So we also have another surprise special guest next week.
Yes.
So, and that one's also really exciting. So stay tuned for that. So
Mhm.
yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, love you. Mwah.
Mwah. Bye.
Bye.
Go read a book.
Yeah, everyone go read.